Good evening, super friends, and happy Monday, and welcome to the Sacred News and Weather. I'm here doing the thing that I said that I'm not going to do, which is coming in the evening, but it is what it is. I have nothing to complain about. I'm coming in now because my day was filled with clients, and then I'm also coming in like rainy day soccer mom fresh. It's raining out tonight, which is lovely in Fairfax, California. It's a little early in the season, but we'll take it. And it just means some frizz and a fleece and maybe a brief-ish message for you tonight. Though I feel like tonight really kind of comes with a soundtrack. Because when I was tuning into the energy of the collective, it was a lot of songs as I was moving through the energy. So um, going to get started here in a moment, but just a reminder, these messages are timeless. So when you're receiving them, whether it is the evening of Monday, September 29th, I think we're on 2025, or in the days following, or in the weeks following, or in the months following, or in the years following, depending upon where you are in the world, just know that when you are tuning into this message, it is very likely exactly the right time for you. But as with anything that I do, if this is not your message, if you're not hearing yourself, finding anything familiar about your life in this message, go ahead and feel free to leave it behind. There are plenty more below it, and there are plenty more to come. The way I connect with your energy is by your watching, your tuning in, your liking, your sharing, your subscribing, which seems a little weird. Um, but if you do what I do, or if you want to do what I do, and everybody is capable of doing what I do, know that time and space and energy are really a lot more bendy than our very linear brains are taught to think that it is. And so when you tune in, when you like, when you share, when you subscribe, when you talk to me, but you don't have to talk to me, you don't have to like or share or subscribe. When you tune in, I get to pick up on the frequency, on the vibration, and you are more likely to find your message here. Tonight's message, like I swear there's a soundtrack to everything that has been happening in my brain around our message for today. I did tune in earlier. I did do a meditation earlier because I was hoping to get here sooner. But alas, my day filled and soccer momming called. So I'm getting here a little bit later. But I did actually just have a little dance party to some of the soundtrack, just to wake myself up and get myself really present for our time together. So the first thing that I'm going to share, and I'm going to close my eyes here and with no further ado, just start delivering the message. The first song that I heard is a song by a local Bay Area artist named Sean Hayes, whom I've known on the periphery since he was like a young little Alabama chicken, he would probably call himself. One of his first albums, if not his first album, is called Alabama Chicken. But the song that I was hearing was a song called All Things. All things are spinning, pushing, and pulling. And that is the feel of the energy of the collective. It's almost as if the tarot card image would probably be the Hanged Man, though I'm not necessarily feeling a pause for people, which is what I often associate the Hanged Man with. I often associate the Hanged Man with like, stop, we're just waiting. We're in a period of waiting. And some of you are in a period of waiting, but mostly the way I felt the Hanged Man was all things are spinning, pushing and pulling, and we're all a little bit upside down, inside out, and feeling change. Fives were very present. The number five in numerology is change. It's the number of change. It's the number of like discomfort. Like fours are stable, like think four corners of a table. Fives, when we get to the fives, it gets a little like, there's too many here. We're not very comfortable. And there's a lot of five energy here for sure. I feel like it's been up before with us with the Five of Wands. I think at some point I was talking about boys with their swords or boys with their wands. It's not necessarily about competition, but maybe some of you are in competition for a position, competition for it, like maybe you're in a relationship and you are one of many. Um, Maybe you're competing for a job, and that's coming forward now, so I'm just putting it out there. It wasn't coming up earlier when I was feeling into the energy. The energy that I was feeling was the energy of change and sort of like the world kind of turning you on your axis, like spinning, like we're not, I know the earth doesn't spin like up and down, it kind of spins on its side, but the feeling is like we're kind of looking at our lives and feeling a little bit upside down. I have no idea what I look like right now, but I'm like, if I could put myself upside down, I would. And I'll share this with you also because it feels relevant. I had a number of clients today and I was doing energy work all day long. And everybody had some version of, there's like an old 80s commercial, like I should have had a V8, and the guy is like walking down the hallway crooked. And everybody had some version of me needing to go like and writing them, like they didn't realize that they were walking through the world crooked and they needed to be righted. And that's the vibration of what's happening in the collective right now. I'm not going to lie, it feels a little bit chaotic. It feels a little bit unstable. It feels a little bit like, what the hell is happening to me? And there's where I hear Sean Hayes, all things are spinning, pushing and pulling, and we're being like, we're moving. Change is afoot. And I I will say I am someone who is actually quite comfortable with change because the trajectory of my life has been like you don't get to be stable ever. And that is how I've become the human that I have become, I think, because I've just been like the only thing that has been concrete in my life is that everything is always changing. And I can feel where some of you, that's true for some of you, but I feel like the people that I'm speaking to right now are like there's a strong energetic thread in this collective of like heels digging in the dirt, like you're being pulled in some direction. And it is your soul, your intuition, like it is the divine calling you in that direction. And there's like this in battling with your human. And there's this image of like your heels dug in, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And it feels like it's because, like, everything that has come before this moment, you have had a sense of, or there has been in your being this sense of, I am in control. I will tell you now that it is a very false sense of being in control, but there feels like your being believed that it had a certain degree of control. And there's this place, like the spinning on the axis feels a little like the recognition and the realization of, oh shit, I actually am not in control. And if I am listening and letting go, I'm going to be led down this path. It's beautiful, but I'm going to be led down this path of something that I am afraid of. I don't know. I've never done this before. And so I'm going to dig my heels in and I'm going to push against this change. And what's happening is you're being like pulled, like the feeling is like you're like, is it over yet? And you're like looking at your life, and your life is like where you're going is beautiful and it's up here, but you're like, am I done? God only knows what I look like right now, but this is what it feels like. And I'm just trying to give it to you real. is this looking at your life from upside down and trying to maintain control instead of like letting yourself ride the ride. And again, I saw that like tilt-a-whirl, like there's also like the teacups, like the Disney teacups, like let's just spin around and around and around. But it does feel like it feels less like around and around and on the same track as opposed to like this this like up and over feeling and being upside down and looking up at your life going, no, really, I'm in control here. Like I'm doing it. I'm in control. And what you're being invited to do is to surrender to, okay, actually, I'm upside down and I don't actually know. So show me, like, show me, tell me, let me feel where I'm supposed to go. And the more you surrender, the feeling is the more you are going to be righted. Again, energetically, I was like clicking people into place all day today. That I saw 5 clients today, and each and every one of them was like in varying degrees of being in like not fully in their own energy, like standing outside and back to give you like to give you a clear image of what I'm talking about. Um, one of my clients, I could feel like looking at their life from like almost as if it was out in front of them as this beautiful like mountain and lake vista, but they had put it in front of them when really they were meant to be like in the center of the lake and having it all around them, but they couldn't feel it, and it was like still away from them. It was like not theirs. And so the invitation is to put yourself all the way energetically into the center of the lake in that client's case. For those of you who are like, I'm really in control down here, but you know that you're like that the control is like the grasping, the trying to like seize control over some part of your life instead of like letting go and allowing everything to right itself. The invitation is to really let go and trust the divine, the highest version of yourself, your intuition. Really, I'm asking you to trust love itself, your own self-worth, your own self-love, love as a greater theme, universal love, the energy of universal love. I'm inviting you to trust in love. Like, I am loved. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of receiving love. I am capable of giving love. Whatever that looks like in your life, that is the thing that is the feeling, that is the invitation that is going to take you from upside down to like and right side up. There is the second song that came through. So Sean Hayes, All Things comes first. If I can make a playlist below in the notes, I will. I just don't know how my nose is itchy. Sorry. My mom would say, "Do you want to have a fight?" Or "I'm going to have a fight," or "I'm going to kiss a fool." Either are possible. Um, I might fight with the same fool that I kiss. So let's put that out there too. But the second song that came through, and oh, if YouTube will let me make a playlist for you, I will. But I don't know if I'm going to get dinged for copyrights or anything. I'm certainly not playing it behind me, otherwise, which I would love to do. Otherwise, I would get dinged. But we'll see if they let me list artists. But the second song that was coming through was A Reminder by Trevor Hall, which is My love is just a reminder, find your center. And that felt really present, like allowing love to come all the way into your body to right yourself. And for some of you, that's a really frightening concept in that there's been a lot of hurt, there's been a lot of pain, there's been a lot of wounding in relationship with family, just in all realms. The love wounding is real for you. And if you identify with that, if you're like, I don't even know what that means, love, your love, somebody's love reminding me to find my center, let it be your love of self, because that's really where we start when we come into the heart in terms of our energy centers, our chakras, our Judaic tree of life, to ferret the sacrament of marriage. We're talking about marrying ourselves first and foremost, self-love first and foremost, knowing that nothing, like no love can truly exist unless we are able to form a deep love for self, a deep love of self. So, my love is just a reminder, find your center. If you're hearing yourself in this, where you've been kind of beating yourself up for something, anything, everything, all the things, it's time to really allow yourself to love up on yourself. And that might be the very change that you're being invited into. Again, here's fives. I'm seeing 555 again. I see 555 on my phone pretty much twice a day, whether I'm trying or not. And I'm seeing it now, feeling it now. Angel number 555. I'm sure I haven't looked it up, but I'm sure that it means change. That's when I see it, I'm like, oh, everything is changing. Everything is changing. If your change needs to be around self-worth and I am worthy of love and I am perfect exactly as I am, then let this be your reminder. Your love is just a reminder to find your center. Let your center be here, right into ferret, right in your heart center. The last song that I heard feels like one of the ways that we can really release and let go is breathe. I think it's Breathe It In by A Beautiful Chorus. I listened to all three of those songs again tonight just because they've been on a running playlist in my head. And if you are having trouble finding your center, if you're having trouble remembering that you are love, you've come from love, you are made of love, and you're going to love no matter who you are and no matter what you have or have not done, let this be your reminder and let yourself breathe in that truth tonight. The way we are going to get off the tilt-a-whirl, the way we are going to right our energy and come back into center, is to remember that change is constant, it's afoot, it's inevitable, and it gets to be in your favor. You are being invited into deep change that is in service of your highest unfolding, that is in service of the next timeline, that is in service of the place that you are meant to go next. And so surrender, release, find your center, and stop working so hard if you can. Stop trying so hard. Stop fighting so much. And just put yourself in the center of that lake and let yourself float. That there's a feeling of letting yourself, like, if you don't know what direction you're in and you're feeling underwater, just like relax and let yourself float to the surface. And then you can see where you are. Maybe that is what you need to hear right now, also, because your body knows how to do that. Just imagine yourself letting go and just floating to the surface of wherever you are and opening your eyes from there to see what beautiful place you've arrived in. And I think I'm going to leave you there for tonight because I am ready to go to bed. It's very nearly past my bedtime. So thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. Come in with questions and comments and thoughts and feels below. And I will see you on Wednesday. Good night.